Well then, well, I guess it's the final night, huh? The final night WWE will be here in Chicago. It's been a long 4-day weekend. Well, not 4-day weekend, I should say 4-day weekend for WWE, but it's been a very long 4 days for the WWE in general, of them being here at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. I did go to NXT TakeOver. I'm sure everybody knows that. Of course, I've said before, my brother went to SmackDown, and Survivor Series was last night, and now we end off this Survivor Series thing on Monday Night Raw throughout this entire weekend. And what are we going to do since this is now the night after Survivor Series? What was going to happen? We had a town hall meeting then with Seth Rollins and the rest of the Raw roster. Of course, he got CM Punk chance, and now I'm sure everybody is now, and I'm going to say more of this when I get into this promo, the heel turn, I should assume. Which fans chant CM Punk? Seth said, hey, I tried to get him here. I'm sorry he didn't show up. But, he's sitting behind a desk in Los Angeles and talking about making a change. He's too afraid to make himself. So I'm sure fans on the internet right now are going to say, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, it's happening more, WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. Don't get your hopes up high, too, people. Just don't. We talked about the Raw locker room and everything. And pretty much fans chant NXT, and Rollins pretty much right. They mopped the floor with us on Monday Night Raw. NXT did, but Rollins says he hates it because it's he's been a fan of Raw his entire life, and he talked about how guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels were on there, but he's hate what Monday Night Raw has become, and he pretty much says last night Survivor Series, you all sucked. I thought that was hilarious. He said, you all sucked out there, pretty much. Rollins pretty much then said, we went from the A show to the C show, and you know what? We need to make Raw great again. Let's not try to use that type of terminology, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to say something. Be very careful how you say that word great again, okay? But moving on, no. Rollins pretty much said that he wanted anyone of the wrestlers to speak up. Anybody got something to say? Come on, anyone. And then he pointed out Randy Orton. He said, you were the weak link of the Survivor Series team last night. Orton looked at him, and he pretty much walked away. And I guess calling Seth a wanker when you think about it. Him doing his hand like this, pretty much jerking off, because I guess what he called Seth Rollins, basically, the guy's a jerk off. So a hand job, if you might agree with what he did out there. Rollins then went to Charlotte Flair and pretty much then said, you weren't even the last one standing for the women's team, and you're the captain, and you call yourself a Flair. Charlotte pretty much was pissed, and she left. Then Seth Rollins looked at AOP then, and he says, we could have used you last night before, but all I've seen you guys do is talk every week, okay? And looks like we don't need you tonight again. Head to the back. Okay, he was right about that one. Now, Seth was really actually right about that, because, and I know we're going to get into AOP later on and stuff, but he made a good point saying that. It's like, what the hell you two doing? Huh? Where were y'all, huh? All y'all done is just sit in the back, talk every week, talking about violence and this and violence and that. You ain't showed nothing but talk all the time. So Seth was kind of right about that one. That one, he wasn't lying about that. I agreed with him. Like, what the fuck have they done? And then he went to Rey Mysterio, and he said, you got anything to say? Because you let us all down, okay? I beat Brock Lesnar twice this year and brought the Universal title back to Raw. You couldn't even get the job done with a lead pipe, and you stupid kid. As Rey looked pissed also and pretty much walked off. He was cursing. And then fans chanted asshole at Seth Rollins as fans walked away. The rest of the roster walked away. So as the Raw roster left, he says, where y'all going? Come on. Anybody want to talk? Come on. Kevin Owens was still there. Fans chanted Kevin Owens. Oh, yeah, this is Mr. NXT right here. Owens pretty much entered the ring. Rollins said that, I was going to say, you want to beat me, don't you? And I love Raw, and we could be better. But he says, Owens shows up, and you've done nothing. You will never be me, okay? And he didn't mean it that way, but I'm coming from a good place. But Owens ended up hitting him with a stunner and leaving as fans cheered. Basically, Seth Rollins is a heel now. I guess they have finally gave in because I guess they're not gonna do the same pathway they done with Roman Reigns for the past few years, as in keep him in the face. No matter how many times the fans boo him and stuff, they kept Roman Reigns as a face. The only difference between Reigns and Seth is that Reigns didn't go on Twitter running his mouth on the internet several times. But I guess this is the best way to make Seth a heel, because I guess they're not going to fight this one. I said, let's just do this because the fans are already turned on Seth Rollins and in Chicago, and I guess is the best way to get heat in general on Seth Rollins. So there you go. And I'm sure fans have already gotten tired of him on the internet, and I'm sure everyone knows that about Seth. So, hey, let's make him a heel and have him hate us some more instead of being a face doing this too. And, Kevin Owens now being the face in this. I know some people say this guy needs to be the face of Raw. I don't know how sure I am about that one, but he is a top face now, and against Seth Rollins, who is now, I guess, like I said, he's pretty much heel at this point. So there you go. Bobby Lashley and Lana came out. They show Rusev being served papers, pretty much saying that you have another restraining order. Security told him to leave. He went against Titus O'Neil. I guess he wasn't catering this week. The match didn't really go on long. Rusev hopped over the barricade. Fans chanted Rusev Day. He ended up punching Lashley several times, throwing him to the steel steps, the barricade, hitting him with a kick as Lana kept screaming like a giant coyote out there for some reason. I got tired of it. The screaming became annoying. Rusev pretty much yelled at Lana. Pretty much cops showed up then, which I guess these guys weren't rent-a-cops this time, because usually they bring in rent-a-cops every time they do some segment like this. But Rusev ended up pretty much doing shoulder blocking Lashley off the stage. More cops showed up. It took 8 cops to show, pretty much take Rusev and hold him. But he still kicked the giant scaffolding on top of Lashley, which he wasn't even hit. But they end up taking him off, pretty much on a gurney out of there then. But, basically, it took nearly 8 cops to hold Rusev back, which, thank God, he probably was not shot out there. But I'm not going to get into that whole thing either. But pretty much other than that, I thought it wasn't a bad segment, personally. I know this whole feud in general just is really bad with Rusev and Lashley, but the fans do care about Rusev, so something is getting somewhere. So they must care about it in some type of way, I guess. But pretty much then right after that, AOP, which, by the way, they are not dressed like Shield guys anymore. They pretty much had no shirts on this time. They beat up Hawkins and Ryder. I really don't care. It's a squash match. And they beat them up like a week ago anyways in the back, so why are they even doing this again? But no, they have no Shield. They have no Shield gear on this time. So I've always kind of called them Discount Shield, but I guess maybe they finally found something for this. Akira Tozawa went against Almas. Nothing much to say from here. Another win from Almas. Aleister Black cut a promo backstage talking about Buddy Murphy knocked on his door last week, and now he knows he has a match tonight, but he's going to collect what he owes. Next thing you know, the return of Matt Hardy. We have not seen in a very long. He was not broken Matt Hardy, by the way, or woken Matt Hardy. He was actually just regular Matt Hardy and stuff. Of course, he has delete chants and everything. So he got a very big reaction when he came out there. Because I'm like, oh shit, Matt's back, and I'm like, okay, I know Jeff's going through a lot of problems right now. So hopefully he gets better. But Matt being back, it was cool to see Matt Hardy back out there. He ended up going against Buddy Murphy. I don't want to call this a squash match, but it was still a quick match though. Murphy ended up hitting his knees on Matt Hardy's face until he hit him with like not the Murphy's Law, but he hit him like that Kamigoye thing Kota Ibushi does. I don't know the name for it, but that. But he beat Matt Hardy. Pretty much his nose was bleeding then. Buddy Murphy says he picked the fight with Aleister Black, and pretty much Black came out. He ended up doing his entrance. Pretty much he took down Buddy Murphy, hit him with a high knee as Murphy got out of dodge. So there you go from that. At least Black was doing something instead of sitting in the dark room waiting for him to come out. And he hit a couple moves this time. Matt Hardy, he still looks great out there. Like I told you before, the last time Matt Hardy really was on TV when he was teaming with Jeff. And he was really jacked to the gills at one point. So Matt can still go. I know he's got to put over other talent too, but I would like to see the guy get some wins and everything, because obviously they're not going to be going back to broken or woken thing. Personally, I think they could have kept doing that, and they could have just, now that I think about it, that could have worked with that whole 24/7 title thing, and Matt could have made that whole thing entertaining, in my opinion. If he, come on, he's woken, and they have the 24/7 title, and he brings it to the compound, and I don't know, the people come to the compound, Truth tries to come to the compound and get the title, and probably Senor Benjamin shows up, or Vanguard 1, or Dipilated Boat, or George Washington, or whatnot. It's a lot of people at Matt Hardy's house, but I would have gone with that. But it was just good to see Matt Hardy back on TV doing something again, though, because I had no idea what Matt was doing at this point. But after that, we were getting for another U.S. title match between AJ Styles and Humberto. I swear I've seen this match almost 1,000 times now. AJ has won this whole feud very decisively. But pretty much, but pretty much Humberto was he was attacked by the OC. He was taken out. AJ stood in the ring. I'm glad we did not have to see this match again, because AJ, like I said before, has won this very decisively most of the time. He said, "Chicago, you're welcome." Pretty much, King said that, the kid was too young anyways. By the way, we're getting heel. A lot of heel Lawler is back. Heel Lawler, which I'm sure a lot of people say he said some questionable things out there tonight. We didn't get no Dio Madden, so he's still out selling that injury. But it was just Vic Joseph and, Jerry the King Lawler. But this was heel Jerry the King Lawler, okay? This was a heel Lawler, so we didn't get a face Lawler out there. But AJ said, "You're welcome, Chicago." Next thing you know, Ricochet comes out and tries to help Carlo. Why didn't you help him before he got beat up? But AJ pretty much says, Carlo not being medically cleared. And, Mr. Superhero here, he was too late to save the day, I guess. Ricochet challenged AJ to a match for the U.S. title. Styles says, "I've already beaten you, okay? Just carry him to the back." Randy Orton came out then saying he wanted a title shot, and the people of Chicago want to see an RKO. Orton challenged him, but AJ says, "Listen, I beat you in a bigger and better city. I beat you at WrestleMania, okay? So I don't need to beat you again." Drew McIntyre, who came out then, pretty much says, you never faced me before, okay? I beat the Monster Among Men, and I beat Walter, which fans are still pissed about that Walter match. They're still pissed about Walter last night because they made him look like a fucking J-Brone out there, just losing in 3 minutes, looking like shit. But McIntyre, though, pretty much said that Chicago doesn't deserve this match, but he challenged AJ Styles to one. AJ pretty much says, he was pretty much sore after this whole thing. Rey Mysterio came out, which I don't even know how he's even coming out getting a title shot. Because, dude, didn't you just face Brock last night? So how are you even coming out here asking a title shot for it? That didn't make a lot of sense. And, one thing I will say before I do move on with this, too. I didn't get a chance to say this in the beginning. It's funny, he said all of Raw sucked, but the War Raiders were the only ones to get the wins. Now, everybody else you can blame, but the War Raiders actually... they won their match, okay? War Raiders won their match, so they got the one win for Monday Night Raw. But, yeah, like I said, Ray comes out for a title shot, but Ricochet said, how about we have a fatal four-way who gets the title shot? Styles wasn't going with it, but Gallows said that's a good idea. And then he says, all right, whoever wins, I get to beat the crap out of after. Fatal four-way wasn't bad. I did like the thing with Orton and McIntyre, though, and just McIntyre telling Ricochet, "Show me some balls," or some balls or some shit, and him and Orton going at it. Pretty much McIntyre just doing a big chop on Orton, and Orton chopping back, which he was kind of like, okay, and then he obviously said Jesus Christ because he got slapped so hard in the chest, but I like how McIntyre said, "Show me you're a man," and then Orton just thumbs him in the eye. I found that very hilarious for some reason. But, McIntyre hitting Glasgow Kiss, knocking him outside the ring. Orton was about to hit the window. He did get the RKO on McIntyre because he was setting up for the Claymore kick. The OC pulled him out after that. Mysterio pretty much hit a springboard moonsault Ricochet. Ricochet caught him, but Mysterio pretty much got with an inside cradle and won. So immediately, AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio for the title after a few commercial breaks and whatnot. AJ, which I thought this was fucking silly though. Mysterio hits a 619, right? And he knocks the referee down and stuff. Which by the way, AJ wasn't even near the ref. It's like the referee got hit by a ghost, or like he got hit by an invisible man or something, and AJ wasn't even near him to hit him, but somehow AJ falling back into the ref made the ref nearly just die right there. He sold like it was death. He was dead for nearly almost 5 minutes. Mysterio, though, pretty much got the pinfall, but Gallows and Anderson ended up attacking him. Randy Orton then came out to help. AJ was going to get the phenomenal forearm on Orton, but Orton dodged it. Ray hit the 619, transitioned to an RKO. Mysterio hit the frog splash and becoming the new U.S. champion, which the crowd popped for. I actually thought this was a great match, though. I did like this. And honestly, it was cool for that moment to happen with, Ray winning the title. I wish it would have been better if he won the Universal title and, his son came out and, celebrating and everything. It would have looked better last night, but it's almost like, why are you even giving Ray this U.S. title shot? Because why should he even get a title shot to begin with when he lost to Brock last night for the WWE Championship? So it would have been better if Ray had won WWE title. It would have been cool last night at Survivor Series, but just to think now that, okay, he just won the U.S. title. It was still a great match and everything, but I think this moment would have looked better if he won the WWE title. Chai Caruso interviewed Kevin Owens in the back. Pretty much talked about Seth Rollins. They say he's done everything. They tried to keep him down and stuff, but he said that, Seth, you tried to do everything this company needs and wanted him to be. But all you've accomplished is becoming an insufferable prick. I'm sure people are calling Corey Graves that right now, an insufferable prick. Kevin Owens says he's going to stunner Mr. CrossFit, and he will have the Kevin Owens show back, so a good promo from him. Charlotte went against Asuka. Kairi Sane was out there. It was a very long match. One thing I'm sure people are talking about the line right now was when Lawler pretty much said that Charlotte's father was looking down on her when she lost the Survivor Series. Big Joseph said, Flair's not dead. And he says, yeah, but he's very condescending, which I guess looking down as in disappointment by Ric Flair is looking down, not looking down from the heavens above saying he is dead. So he's not dead. Okay, let's make that clear. He is not dead. Okay? So I know people are going kind of odd looking like, what, did Lawler just say Flair was dead or something like that? And I'm like, what? He's not dead. Okay, but he says he looked at it as a look of disappointment. This was a very long match and a very good match too in general. And I liked it towards the end, but I figured Asuka was going to spray the mist. Which if you look very clearly, Charlotte was like pulling her hair back so the green mist could hit Charlotte in the face, which Charlotte transformed into the She-Hulk then after that, because I swear Charlotte like yeah, don't make Charlotte angry. She could have been the Incredible Hulk right there, but I said Charlotte, she's basically She-Hulk. She could be that for Halloween if necessary next year, because people looked up for Halloween. Wasn't she like Harley Quinn, if I remember, for Halloween this year? You could be Charlotte. You could be the She-Hulk. It could work. She-Hulk, Charlotte Flair. That actually would work. She is a giant woman, so it honestly could work though. But yeah, Charlotte though, she basically looked like She-Hulk with the green mist in her face. Asuka got a win, so at least Asuka finally got her payback on Charlotte getting a win over her since Mania and losing that SmackDown title. So there you go. Eric Rowan went against some jobber. I still don't know what is in the cage. I think it is a ferret still. I'm not holding back on that. It's a ferret, okay? So I don't know where that's going, but Eric Rowan, he gets TV time for some reason. The Iconics did some Black Friday thing. True ended up taking the 24/7 title, which I don't even know if it was even a real title to begin with. They talked about the Rusev and Lana thing. Talked about how Rusev is still on his way to jail, and Lashley is on his way to a medical facility or a hospital. That was 2 hours ago. Damn it, 3 hours ago. So did they ever make it? Lana cut a promo, of course, talking about Rusev is an animal. He should be sent back to Bulgaria, but she's going to be okay. But the main event happened with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens then. A good match and stuff, but what happens then? Rollins did get hit by the stunner. Kevin Owens, like I said, him and Rollins were down. AOP come out. and they pretty much had their suits on, looking like the mafia again. But then next thing you know, the AOP looked like they're about to attack either Seth or Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens looked, and he pretty much slapped one of the AOP members, which, come on, you did kind of bring down your own. Why did you slap him? So we knew where this was going anyways. I would have waited until who they were going to choose, but I guess basically, Owens hit first. AOP ended up beating up Owens and everything and throwing his head into the post and, left him down. So I guess AOP is going somewhere now. It looks like they are going to do something with them. Seth got up and said, come on, come on, come on. But as AOP had took off their jackets, they ended up leaving. Fans chanted bullshit when AOP came out, and then Seth ended up hitting the curb stomp on Kevin Owens as he yelled at him then. So basically, I don't know if Seth is now going to have a new version of the Shield, but then again, they're not wearing Shield gear anymore, so we cannot call them Shield, mini Shield, or discount Shield and stuff. But is Seth getting sidekicks? I don't know. Is it gonna get AOP somewhere? Hopefully, as two giant bodyguard guys for him. They'll probably be better than J&J Security when Seth had those guys around at the time. Okay, but is this gonna go anywhere? We shall see. All right. But at least AOP is doing something. I guess it's gonna be meaningful instead of being up job guys every week. Because I agree with Seth said earlier. Where the hell were y'all last night? You ain't done shit but cut promos every week talking about violence and everything. Show me something or get the hell out of here. And they walked out. I was kind of like, get the hell out of here, okay? But we shall see where this goes. All right, we shall see. So basically, it was a little bit newsworthy, though, tonight. Seth's heel turn. Rey Mysterio winning the U.S. Championship, despite logic gaps if you want to go from there. I guess AOP getting involved. But, yeah, I think the biggest things was either Rey and Rollins tonight. That is the most things you could really say about this show for Monday Night Raw, which I thought it was actually decent in a way for this time. So I did not hate the show all the way, what was going down here. It was actually a pretty decent show, especially for the fallout of Survivor Series, because you got some newsworthy stuff. Did you have your bullshit on this show? Of course you had your bullshit on this show. Did you get some good matches tonight? Yes, you did, despite logic gaps and whatnot. I did enjoy stuff, and I enjoyed She-Hulk. So She-Hulk must be is going to be starting to join the roster now, but I don't know where this thing with Charlotte versus Asuka and Kyrie going to keep going, but we shall see from that. Other than that, I am done with this review for Monday Night Raw. I am done here. It's been a very, very long weekend for WWE in Chi-Town and stuff, so it's been pretty good. I like I said, at the end of the day, I went to NXT TakeOver War Games. It was my first NXT show. I had a hell of a time. It was fun, and it was worth every single penny, and I got my money's worth out of it. So I'm glad I went to NXT, and I got this cool arm thing also that lighted up and stuff at the show. But yeah, like I said, after 4 days and everything, it's been a very long 4-day thing for WWE, and it's over. So it was good while it lasted, though. I will say that. But I'm like I said, I picked the right day to go. All right, I did. But other than that, though, we will be back tomorrow night. We will be back with an Impact Wrestling review. I am done from here. Please check out my Survivor Series and NXT War Games review that are up right now. I did a audio version for Survivor Series, and I have a video version for NXT TakeOver War Games 3. But other than that, I am out of here. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about the show, like this video, and follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Other than that, I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.